See it catch up with us here. Okay. Let's start the show in
Have
three.
you updated the information on
Yeah,
the
update the
stream?
title.
Yes, I have. Thank you. I'm
Yes,
a
you gotta
professional.
refresh.
What?
You just have to refresh.
I do, or you do?
No, I did.
Yeah.
And it showed up.
Oh, okay. Can I start the show?
I guess.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Greetings and welcome to another episode of Questlog, the weekly show about video games old and new. My name is Tyler Everett. It is February 18th, 2017, and this is episode 20. Joining me as always is Brian Maxwell. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good, man. Honestly, I didn't know that we'd make it to 20 when we started this a few months ago, so I'm pretty proud.
Me too. This is awesome.
It's a round number. It's a multiple of 5, multiple of 10. I mean, it's a psychologically satisfying number. I'm glad to be here.
There's all kinds of reasons to be excited about tonight's show, and Brian has named all of them. And we have a full team here. We got the whole crew back together. Kat Maxwell is with us too. Hello, Kat.
Hello.
Good
I'm
to have
here.
you back.
It's good to be back.
Awesome. And Aaron Kring has materialized. He's come out of the ether, and we still see his face, but he's there. Hi, Kring.
Hi, Tyler. I did that on purpose because last episode you told all of our listeners that I would be there, full motion, me, real life, and I wanted to make you look like a liar.
You made a liar out of me. I appreciate
And
that.
I made
That's
a
what
liar out of
appreciate
you, and
about
I-
you.
And I'm teaching people not to trust everything they hear on the internet. It's public service.
We are
Good lesson.
a
So it
fake
was an
news
alternate
outlet.
fact then, is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be a Patreon goal. Drink's face on the stream.
There you go. Yep. Sign up.
Got to pay up.
And of course, the Luke Phillips is also here with us tonight. Hello, Luke.
Hello! Back after a week off. Glad to be back.
We missed you, but we are glad to have you around.
I was
again.
sad to not be here, but I had other arrangements going on, so.
Less hair, new camera angle.
Yeah! Less hair,
Possibilities are
trimmed
endless.
beard. Got
Yeah.
my GDQ shirt on that no one can see. Let's see.
Let's get flash them babies.
GDQ 2017.
Nice. Very
Represents.
good. I like it.
Finally came in. As I ripped my headset off.
Well, as you do that, I'd like to get into a what? Oh no. A what we've been playing. Let's do it. Alrighty, so it's a new week. We got some new games. I'm gonna let Brian start us off with a little one called Solitarica. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
It is a dungeon crawly solitaire card game for iOS, and I think it's on Android and Steam as well. And I'm going to get this out before Kring does. It is a perfect pooping game.
Than's for
that right
jumping
out
ahead of
there.
that one. Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a card game where you're fighting monsters. Like a bunch of cards are dealt out like solitaire, and the enemy's health is the number of cards in play. So, like, you flip a card. If you flip a 10, you can pull either a 9 or a jack out of play. Yeah, so you're going the next card up or down in sequence.
Okay.
You've got abilities that you can activate. Cards give you mana. There are 4 different kinds of mana. It's kind of like Puzzle Quest that way. Like when you pull a card away, like it'll give you green mana or blue mana or purple mana, and then you've got abilities that destroy cards or give you armor. The enemy will like hit you, and like there are different abilities that the enemies have. There are different classes you can unlock, which I'm way into that. Just unlocked the wizard.
So.
Wizard.
Okay, that's different.
It's a like if you have any sort of affinity for solitaire-ish card games, it's quite good.
Is this a multiplayer thing or single player only? What do you?
Single player.
I guess solitaire would be.
Yep.
Solitaire's kind of by definition a single player game. All
The
right.
other one of these that it somewhat reminds me of is one called Card Crawl. That's more dungeon crawly and less solitaire, but it's still a dealing cards out and their monsters and weapons, and
Yeah.
that's another really good one of those.
Yeah, I played that one. I like that one.
Cool. Something you think you'll keep in your back pocket for when you get the itch?
I think so. It's good for 5 minutes here and there. It crashes a lot because my iPad is old garbage. But it seems to keep the save right up to the current turn, so...
That's cool. Pointy stick is good for 3
Yeah.
damage.
Yep.
I see that on the stream here. Well, that's cool. Let's go next to something that you'll probably be able to talk a little bit more about. Luke,
Yes.
what the heck is We Need to Go Deeper early access?
Well, I'll be honest, I didn't know much about this game going into it. Brian convinced me to play it, but it
Yeah,
is
I
a co-op roguelike survival game, let's call it.
Yeah, Luke was right into it. I said I wanted to go moderately deep, and he was like, no.
Yo, I went
not
deeper
gonna do.
Deeper.
because
must.
I needed to.
You needed to.
So you start off with a sub. I'm watching the play here. And yeah, you have to manage your resources of power between the different stations, which are torpedoes, your electric shield, the power to the engines, and I believe something else, but it's escaping my memory right now.
Lights.
Lights, yes. As you go deeper, you need lights. And one person can navigate, and they have to move deeper throughout the sea, which is supposed to be a randomly generated map, I believe, but I don't think we played enough to really see that too much.
Now, this is multiplayer only, also.
Yes,
There is
it
no
is
single
only
player.
co-op. And then you have to have another person that's managing torpedoes, and then another person that's fixing the ship, and it's up to 4 people, I believe, but it was just Brian and myself who played. And to be honest, I had a heck of a time. It was fun.
Yeah.
I want to point out somebody's moving the gun right now. I'm watching the stream, and I'm seeing the gun get moved.
Yeah, I couldn't make that work when we played. I went back and looked at the directions later, and it said WASD would move the gun, but I don't know if it's a bug or if I'm just incompetent and didn't try that, but I'm pretty sure I tried that.
Yeah, and it wasn't me who was moving it. Like, I had to actually rotate the ship in order to get us
Yeah.
in the right
It-
direction.
Luke just had to line up shots.
It was hilarious
You're
to watch you
playing
guys. Yeah, you're playing expert mode, no gunner mode, because you would do all these crazy tricks to maneuver the ship
Yeah.
so that it was positioned
Right.
just right
Yeah,
to
we
fire
played
a
hard
shot.
mode.
That was
Yeah, so
funny.
you get sharks and like giant squids that attack the ship, and I have to go back and forth from, like I'd load a torpedo, I'd fire it, and then I'd go back into the ship, grab a torpedo, load it, go back to the exterior view, fire it.
Yeah.
It's
Don't forget
busy.
the tentacles like go through the ship, and you have to like chop them off and then fix the
Right.
hole that they made.
Yep,
It's a
have to
real
leave
fun game.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'd have to leave the gunner station and go in and fix leaks. Otherwise, it fills up with water and
You
fish.
start drowning, and the skeleton fishes come in. And I think my favorite part was exploring the cave we found. If you find a cave, you can kind of like dock yourself there and explore on foot. We were killing all sorts of lobsters and crabs and finding all sorts of loot.
And your character can be in their underwear.
Yeah.
Yep. I went
My
on
favorite part of the
Walker
game was that you can crouch down and walk, and you look like a
Yes.
crab, like your legs are disembodied from the rest of you. Like your arms are still flailing about, but your legs walk, and you're all crouched down, and it's just
Nice.
insane.
That alone was worth the price of admission right there. It was
Yes.
hilarious when we found that out.
It was real fun watching you guys flail around in this game. I was watching the stream while you were doing it, and at one point it was getting real bad. Like there's these skeleton fish that are just smashing up the ship. Tentacles are coming through the sides. Brian is like, there's a tentacle that's just high enough to where he couldn't hit it with his wrench, and he's just sitting here trying to smash it. And he's like, oh, I gotta jump and smash it to fix it. And
Yep.
it was just chaos. There's water filling up everywhere. Shout out to the dev too. Who's the developer that makes this game? Do you remember?
Deli
Deli Interactive.
Deli
Deli
Interactive.
Interactive.
Yeah, you guys tweeted out that you were streaming it, and they retweeted it for us, and then hopped in and watched the stream. So that was
Yeah.
super cool. Really,
It was
appreciate
awesome
that.
to have them there. That was very cool.
Yeah,
And
It's got
So-
some rough edges, but it just went into early access, so it's very early in the development.
There's a lot of parts of the menus that even say like coming soon,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot more features that are coming into the game, which is pretty cool. But what we were confused about at first is we started collecting all this gold, and we had no idea what to do with it. I was kind of thought like maybe there'll be like other subs we could dock with and buy loot, but no. When you die, you still keep your gold in your gear, and you can spend that gold on better gear.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
a
would really,
roguelike.
really like to play this again with different gear and see how that changes the game. If we could go even deeper this time,
I bought a pirate hat.
Deeper.
yes.
Yeah, it's a roguelike because everything's a roguelike these
Are
days.
those like bonefish, like skeleton fish?
Yep.
Yeah, like you shoot the skin and guts off of them, and then the bones chase you around. It's bad times.
Wow.
What I'm curious about is if the difficulty of the game scales when you add another player, because having a third
Yes.
player inside the ship just to like put
I'm
out
very
fires
Curious about that
would
as
have been
well.
helpful. But
It seems like 4 people would be like easy mode,
right,
because we did pretty good with just 2.
it seemed like we had a lot of fish to deal with just
There's
the
a
two of us.
lot. Yeah. But that's kind of the annoying part about it is there's just never-ending waves of fish that want to attack you.
I'm not sure, like, if we just missed some caves that were earlier in the game because we didn't know what we were looking for, what they looked like, but it felt like we went a long time without finding a cave.
Well, me personally, I feel like I was a pro navigator and I explored everything.
Nice.
Just me though.
That's what I meant.
Well, you guys looked like you had a really good time. I had a good time watching you. I would watch more of that.
Early access on Steam, it's $10 full price. I think it's currently $8.
Yeah, sounds about right.
If you have a friend you can play online with, then it's worth checking out for sure.
I'm kind of curious if they went that route. That it
Multiplayer
requires multiplayer to get into this game at all.
That is interesting. I guess.
Something that just might not work single player. I mean, unless you have AIs doing things. And
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, you
I
get
can
to
see it
drive
on
the
the
ship, get
tutorial.
out, go down, load a torpedo, fire it, get back in the driver's seat, drive yourself back. I think that would be pretty crazy.
It just seems like it might limit your player base, though. You're cutting out an entire group of people who would only want to do it single player.
And there might be something that they'll add, maybe like an offline single player, at least like a tutorial that you can do alone. But I could see, like, if the single player experience is going to be bad, like, it might be better just not to have it than to sell it and have people buy it and be like, hey, well, this is the only way I can play the game, and this is garbage.
Yeah.
I know
That's a
that's
good point.
always a thing when a game comes out that's multiplayer only. Like people, I guess technically you could play Overwatch if you just wanted to play bot matches by yourself. So I guess
Some
technically
people do
that's
that. Some people play heroes that way.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess the most recent example would be For Honor, I think it's called,
Mhm.
where the single player is supposedly, I haven't played it, absolutely garbage. It's something they basically just tacked on, much like Call of Duty. It's more of just a tutorial for the multiplayer aspect, and
Yeah.
it's just I've heard nothing but horrible things about it. And so to that point, you know, you might as well just have a really, really good multiplayer game and not tack
Right.
on something that doesn't need to be there.
Right.
As someone who plays board games, I know there are a lot of games that are made to be like 4 or 5 player games, but then they'll shoehorn in like a 2-player mode.
Right. Like a modified
Get it,
rules.
play it, and it's just like, this is not a 2-player game. Like, they just tried to get some extra sales from adding in that option. So,
So
kind of appreciate it when they don't do that.
yeah, I guess kudos to them for really sticking to it and just doing multiplayer only if that's what they're aiming to do.
Agreed. Cool. Well, Kat, you played something called Memoranda
Yeah.
that looks beautiful. I watched a gameplay preview of this, and it looks really cool.
It is
So, yeah.
a point-and-click adventure game based on the artwork of somebody's name I can't pronounce.
Haruki Murakami.
Thanks, honey.
Is that
No
how it's
problem.
released?
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
It looks like
beforehand.
Haruki Murakami.
Okay.
Sounds good
It's
to me.
Japanese, in case at least
Yeah.
that much wasn't clear.
The artwork, of course, as you can see, is really neat. The story base is also very, very cool. However, the puzzle working in, like, to actually do it was terrible. I had to keep. I'm really good with adventure games, puzzle games, and I had to keep looking things up, and that for me is frustrating. And as I found out, there wasn't a single YouTube video or walkthrough that didn't mention how awful and stupid the puzzles made people feel, because there would be stuff hidden. Like at one point, you're at a swamp and there's something hidden completely in grass, like you wouldn't even, unless you like are mousing over every
You just had
inch
to move
of
your
the
mouse
screen.
over the right spot in the screen. Just,
Exactly.
Pixel hunt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you get like
what year is it?
you'll get like items in one area that you have to use in the next one, but you don't have the third piece to make it work until like the fourth part, and it got to be a little much. So the walkthrough that I had, it was actually after I'd already played through it once, and I kind of already knew what I needed to pick up, what I needed to do, and the ending kind of left me wanting more. Like it didn't. I didn't feel like it completed. Like it had a really good build-up. Like it had a really good story, even though the puzzles were kind of eh. It kind of just ended, and it was like blah. So I
gotta say, you weren't here last week, but you finished Oxenfree last week, and Oxenfree's ending was kind of similar. Where it was like really cool game, really cool build up. I don't even understand the ending now. I don't really remember. It didn't.
No, Oxenfree ended where all of a sudden, like the dead person's. Sorry, okay.
Oxenfree ended.
Oxenfree ended.
Well, now I know there's a dead person in it. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian.
Gee.
for
Now I know what
spoiler-
ended.
Spoiler tag.
Yeah, it does end. I'm sorry.
It does end. But yeah, the one thing, this picture that's up there right now was really cool. I got an achievement that was, apparently all the pictures are backers. So anyone that's
That's
backed
neat.
the
It was a
game.
Kickstarter thing.
Yeah, it said like, I haven't even looked at it, but I saw the achievement pop up where, you've met all the backers, which was pretty cool.
That is
I
cool.
thought that was, anytime they support that stuff, but I don't know. It was beautiful. It was interesting.
The basic story is you're a woman who can't remember her name, right? That's kind
Okay.
of
So, here's the thing with that too. It says supposedly she lost her name, but she uses her name throughout the story. Like at one point, she goes right up to this person. I think it was the council or something, and my name is Miss Mizuki. Okay, but she's lost her name, and here she's giving her
Does
name
that
out.
end up being her name, or is that just like the name she uses because she doesn't know her name, or without spoiling?
I wish I knew.
huh.
Got it.
I wish I knew. That's kind of the way it ended. It was again.
Didn't really resolve it.
Nope.
That's frustrating because that's the whole build up for the game. Like the trailer I watched was like you could imagine a soldier who was wounded and could never really leave the battlefield, and how terrible would that be? And you could imagine a runner who lost his feet, and how awful would that be? But could you imagine losing your own name?
Your name.
And
Yeah,
then,
and that was
that was the whole build up for it.
yes, and the characters themselves, like it looked like I don't know if you see in the trailer where it shows the where the animals turn into people and the people, like you take the pictures and it shows either one. You don't really get into that much until towards the end of the game, and that's kind of disappointing. I thought that would kind of have more play into the game, but it did not.
That is, I could see that being disappointing.
Yeah,
But this totally seems like a cat game, like
it is. It really
point and
was.
click, kind of a throwback to the point and click style adventure games, and
Yeah,
it's very cool.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't like it more, and
It's not your fault, Tyler. It's not your fault. No, it's your fault. You bought it.
Yeah, that's true.
well, I'm gonna switch things up here a little bit. Talk about a game that you guys have already talked about a lot. I don't know what happened. I just got this wild itch. I was like, you know what? I need to get back into Darkest Dungeon. I need to try it.
Yes, you
I need to
do.
give it a fair shot. Mostly just because I really wanted to see Brian's reaction when I told him that I
Aye.
played it again.
We're gonna stream it, right?
Yes, that's going to happen.
Maybe this week.
You are going to find out how fucking terrible I am at this game because I'm real bad at it.
Oh, Tyler, you can't be any worse than I am at it. Come
Well,
on.
let me tell you, I set it at the easiest difficulty. Radiant setting, I think, is what the starter one
Okay,
is.
I haven't tried that yet. That's the shorter playthrough.
Yeah.
I don't think it's easier, but it's shorter.
Oh, is
Is
it?
there any better way for Maxwell to call you a bitch?
I'm okay with it. I'm fully admitting my bitchness right now and right here and now.
Like I
so-
said, it's not
Own
it's
it.
not easier. It's just
Oh,
Shorter.
they did say something about
Finish it less
shorter.
time.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think there's a
Well-
difficulty setting.
So I breezed through the first part. You start off with like 2 people in your party, Crusader and Highwayman. Is that
Yep.
right?
Yep. For the tutorial bit.
Yeah, you get through the tutorial, and then it's like, okay, hey, there's some new people in your stagecoach. Check them out.
The old road will take you to hell.
Yes. Yes. Ruin has come to our family, or something like that. Anyway, so I get my people, and I go through the first dungeon run, the first entrance into the ruins. I'm like, oh, sweet. Kick the shit out of everybody in there. No problem. Get some more people, upgrade a few buildings, go back in for the next run. This one's a little longer. The quest is to explore 90% of the rooms. Like, that's easy, no problem. And I get like halfway through and already lose one of my guys. My jester gets ruined. He's done. I'm like, okay, this is bad. This is getting real
That
bad.
is a common theme in the game, though.
Did you
Yeah.
have a did
So I'm like,
you have your Vestal?
what's that?
Did you have a healer? Did you have your Vestal?
I did, yep. And I was letting her heal as much as she could, and just wasn't enough. And so I wound up quitting that one and going back to town and sending some people to get fixed up and getting some fresh ones and right back at it again. And in that one, apparently I bought too many supplies. I had like too much food and junk because I wound up not
Had
being able to...
leftovers?
No, I couldn't pick anything up. Like, my inventory was full
Oh, yeah,
halfway
yeah.
through, and that was pissing me off. I wanted to, I'm like, how do I just go back to town and sell all my shit? Because I'm thinking, like, Diablo. That's
Nope.
not an option.
No town portal.
So I'm just trashing stuff left and right. And it tells me something about camping. Like, camping is going to be an issue in this particular run. I never got to
Yep.
camping because my people were so stressed they started getting some real bad not affixes. What's the word? Ailments.
Afflictions.
Afflictions. Thank you.
Did you get hopeless and abusive?
I got abusive. Yeah.
Oh,
So
abusive.
my healer was. It was just like Heroes of the Storm. My healers just every time somebody does anything on my team, they're spouting off about how they're just worthless, garbage, trash.
And it stresses everyone else
And
out
it
more.
adds more stress. Yes, stress
Yep.
on top of stress on top of stress. So my highwayman winds up coming up with some kind of I can't remember what his affliction was, but he wouldn't take any healing from anyone. He was like, "I'm fine."
There's
This is-
Paranoia?
could be paranoia,
Yeah.
or there's the one where you like want punishment. I can't remember what it's called, but
It
the
was-
one where you're into getting hurt.
Oh, right.
Masochistic.
Masochism. Yeah, no, this was paranoia because he kept saying things like, I think on this run I had the plague doctor, whatever one that was. That was so
Yep.
throwing healing brew or whatever, healing potions or something. And he kept saying, he was like, no, that looks suspicious. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
nope,
paranoia, yeah.
nope, not
I know
gonna-
your mind.
Yeah. Your foul tricks. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was,
the camping is something you can do in any room. Like you've got firewood in your backpack. You just right click that in an empty room and you'll camp.
oh, shit. Well,
There
that
are
would have
camping
been.
skills that you can use to reduce stress and regain health. So that's kind of your like, all right, everyone's kind of hurt. We need to camp and take a break.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could have used that. I totally didn't know how to do that. And
I will help you bear this burden, Frodo Baggins.
yes, this will be good because I'm garbage at this game. But I'm finding it much more fun than I did the first time I played it. Like, I was
good.
really
Good, 'cause
into
it is
it.
fun.
Yeah, I'm way into it. It's a cool game.
This is a little clip that like I recorded earlier tonight. You can see I'm doing the pitch black. I'm doing the pitch black dungeons now. No lights, lots of crits,
Yeah,
lots of loot.
lots of getting surprised, lots of traps.
Lots of
I'm sure.
danger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you
Yeah.
take the Arborless
Arbalest,
with you when you do that? Like to get the
the
lady who gets you money,
antiquarian.
Antiquarian.
If I'm feeling froggy, yeah, because she doesn't do shit in battle, but she gets like she finds extra treasure.
Oh yeah, that pissed me off. My my Crusader got the Shit, what was the
Yep.
perk?
Kleptomaniac.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, it was like
And
basically.
You'll walk
steal
up.
everything.
Yeah, you walk up to a treasure chest, and he's like, "Nope,
Yeah.
well deserved. This is mine."
Yup, I earned this. I'll be taking this for me. Thank you. Yeah, that was pissing me right off. So
Yeah,
yeah,
my worst is abusive and paranoia. When you get them in the same party, it's like, no, we're doomed. We're gonna die.
there's so many cool classes. I got I did one run with 2 abominations in my group, and that was really fun.
Yeah, all the stuns.
Yeah, it was like I had the one guy who I'd have him he transforms into like this demon monster thing with horns and claws.
The same class party?
You can have 4 of the same class in a party.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm blowing Cat's mind right now.
Pro tip.
But yeah, like it's cool because they have like 2 different sets of abilities. So you can transform into this beast and have like really strong attacks, but it causes your party to be stressed.
It stresses everyone else out when the guy in the middle turns into a demon, and yeah.
But then I'd have the other one for he had like this chain whip stun he does with his manacles, and then he's got like he can barf on people to give them blight.
Your religious people won't go in a party with him either. Like,
Yeah.
they're just like, nope, not with that thing.
The Crusader and what was the other one? Vestal?
Vestal. Yep,
Yeah.
and the leper.
My favorite is the chick in your front line,
The Hellion.
the Hellion. She's one
Yeah.
of my favorites.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna be playing more of this, and I'll bring Brian along so that he can make me look more better.
I will go into the very heart of Mordor with you, Tyler.
Thank you, Brian.
That'd be great.
Good stuff. Well, Kring. Good night, sweetheart. My daughter.
Oh, I thought you were saying goodnight to me. Damn it.
Yeah, Kring. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, Frank.
Kring, why don't you tell us about Forza? Because you played it again. You keep doing this to yourself.
I've just been playing the crap out of it lately, and I thought maybe I'm just like in a racing game kick. So I got excited for one of the free games this month for those of us who have an Xbox is Project Cars, and I had thought that Luke had been like excited for this game, but then he just told me a little while ago that no, that was not the case. So I think I was high.
Never even heard of it.
Whatever.
all
It's
made
okay.
up.
It's fine.
It sounds cool though.
It's fine.
It's a very nice.
So I loaded that game up and started playing it, and I got one race into it, and I said, I hate this game. I'm gonna go play Forza because it's so much better. And I don't know what it is about this game. It's just scratching that itch for me right now. It just everything about it is perfect
It seems
for a
to
racing
be-
game.
It seems to be a good blend of like the cars and everything. It's a very realistic looking game.
Yes.
But it seems to also have a little bit of the arcadiness of like a
Yes.
Burnout or something.
It is quite arcadey in moments, but then also not super arcadey to the point where you never have to, try to steer your car or use the
Right.
brakes or actually control the vehicle. Like, it doesn't get to be so ridiculous that you can just hold the A button and blindly make the turns all the time.
Right. Never have to brake or anything. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But it is
I can see
arcadey
that.
enough that it's not punishing for imprecise inputs. If you screw up a little bit, you can usually recover.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's just I could go on and on about this all day about how much I enjoy playing this game because it's the best racing game I think I've ever played ever.
You should do just that.
Oh boy, Luke. Luke only played the one game this week, so we're just bringing him for his hot takes. He's just gonna be just spitting fire back here.
No, I used to really like racing games, so I
Luke.
wish there was one that I could really get into again, but there just really hasn't been.
Well, Luke, you can get
Project
this on
Cars is really
PC.
He can get on
See,
his-
I was into more like the actual sim racing game, so this looks too arcadey for me.
Then you would actually like Project Cars. Like,
Yeah.
I know that I said I hated it, but
wait a
it's
minute.
too.
Is this the game that had the really realistic wiper blades?
Yeah.
Oh, I was into this. Yep.
See, I knew it. You piece of shit. I knew
I
it.
linked a YouTube video like 18 months ago. Does it really
Yeah.
constitute me having like a vested interest in the game?
That's at least some interest. Some is more than none, Luke.
I saw a link on Reddit one
Checks
day.
out. That checks out.
So anyway, yeah,
Politifax.
that is a super sim type game, and it got pretty good reviews, but it's just not. The sim racing sometimes is just way too punishing if you make mistakes, and it's not. And they're always you drive around on a track, and you do this race, and sometimes I just want to mindlessly drive and listen to music, and that's something like Forza is going to be able to let me do that because it's open world.
And you can play GTA if you want to drive and listen to music.
I can, and a lot of times I do, unless I have a really good racing game like Forza.
I was always driving and listening to talk radio in GTA.
Talk radio's really good.
Yeah,
especially
talk radio or GTFO.
Laszlo.
GTA.
My man Laszlo.
Yep.
I can't do racing games to save my life. The only games we've ever played was Twisted Metal Black, I think, and that's the only because I want to crash into things because that's all I do when I drive cars on video games. So
There are actually it's not all just races. There's something they do different challenges that you can do. They're called what are they called? They're like promo events basically, because the whole premise behind this is you have these festivals and you're building up your festival to make it bigger and better, and you've got to get people to come, and so you attract people by doing these stunts. That's they're called stunts. And so you might go and have to jump off of this ramp and travel X amount of feet, 500 or whatever. And that's a thing that you try to do. They also have these really weird races that they set up at points in the game where they're like showcases where you race. I think there's one point you race
dragging a car underneath of it.
is
watching
this
it
one of
happen.
those races? Is this a race? I think it is a race.
How is this?
Yeah, I don't remember this one, but there was one where you
Yeah,
race a
that car's
train. There's one where you race a speedboat, and then the last one you race against a blimp.
Oh.
Yeah.
The one that I'm watching
Is
on
it-
the stream right now, there is a helicopter that is got a rally car or something, a dune buggy or
Jeep.
something a Jeep. There you go. Thanks, Luke. Is dragging it through the course, so you're trying to beat it.
It ain't legal.
Yeah,
it doesn't check
only in
out.
Australia. This is how
Hey,
they race
Aaron.
in Australia.
Did you say that you race a blimp?
Yeah, he
A
said
blimp.
that. That's what
Yes.
he said.
Aren't those like the slowest moving aircraft ever?
You would think
But
that.
you're in.
Like a Zeppelin?
You're not in a
Mhm.
Are
car
there Zeppelin races?
because
Are
there's.
Riding
Well,
a snail?
there's other vehicles. So you see the vehicle that's on screen now is kind of like a dune buggy type dealio. You know those like they're like almost like a gator, but kind of like a cross between a
Crocodile.
gator and that
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah, I know. I
like
know
like a
what it is.
razor sort of little cart that you can drive around in. You're racing in one of those, so the thing only
A
goes like
Cayman. It's a Cayman.
like. God, I hate you.
Do you though?
So the thing only goes like 80 miles an hour top speed. So you're not
That's faster
really
than a
racing.
blimp.
You're racing a blimp, but in a thing that moves kind of slow.
Look what's about to happen. Oh, it's a near miss. Oh,
Hey,
jeez.
Crane.
Sorry.
Hey, Luke,
Watch.
Do I know it goes faster than 80 miles an hour?
a DeLorean.
Subaru.
Subaru.
Say Subaru. Luke, we all know, okay, you drive a Subaru. You don't need to flaunt it every single show, all right?
I wasn't at the last one, so I had
Is
to
it
this
flaunting though? If nobody gives a shit,
Isn't it though?
I like Tyler's face.
Tyler, get control of this.
Yeah, it's
we're
all
in the
going
weeds.
downhill,
We're in the
Tyler.
weeds.
Unraveling
All right,
on
I
you.
know how to fix this. It's called Bloodborne, and Brian's going to tell us about it. Because Brian,
by the way, great segue.
Brian, what did you do this week?
I got a PlayStation 4,
You did.
Tyler.
You did.
I'll
Finally.
tell you, there's nothing like unboxing and setting up a new console. It's the closest thing to Christmas
Christmas.
that I get as an adult. I get home and I'm unboxing it and getting it out, and my kid's like, "I want a sandwich." I'm just like, "No, go away! I got a PlayStation 4, kid. Like, come on."
It's bread and meat. Figure it out.
Maxwell, I'll say that is the I was talking to Tyler about this earlier this week. That's the thing I'm most excited for when I pick up my Switch.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not like playing Zelda, but when you set it up and then you hit the power button for the first time and you watch it turn on and you hear the sounds and you see the screens that are the startup screens for that. That's what I'm most excited for.
It's a really good moment. I got a few games for it. Bloodborne's the one I played the most this week. Boy, I don't know.
It sure is Dark Souls.
It sure is Dark Souls, and I like it, but that kind of game requires a certain mindset to be able to sit down and play, and I don't know if I have that mindset right now. Where every enemy you face,
Sanctuary?
yeah, might need a break. Like every enemy you meet is deadly if you're not focused and paying attention. It doesn't guide you at all. Like I don't have a map and I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I just explore and find out where I can go.
Large men with pitchforks try to impale you.
Yes, torches and pitchforks. Like my experience with it today was the only place left for me to go is, you're in this city, it's like this Gothic Victorian times looking city, and there's this huge bonfire, and there are like probably a dozen of these enemies around it, and it's almost like an MMO. Like I have to try to like lure them one or two at a time and kill them, and hope I don't pull aggro on the rest of them. Like that stuff I haven't had to think about for a long time. But so I took a bunch of shots at this huge group of people. I died to it probably a dozen times. I finally got through it. There was a big boss on the other side that I fought and killed. Happened upon a couple of werewolves. I pulled one and the other one aggroed and killed me. I didn't find a checkpoint or any new gear or anything. Just I spent like an hour on this particular run, got past the hard thing, died, and made no progress whatsoever. So
That's frustrating.
I stopped, yeah. Because I'm just thinking, God, just get me a checkpoint, there are gates that block your passage, and there are levers on the other side usually that open up the gates, so it's easier to get to in the future. Didn't find any of that, just
He won't let me play with him
died.
because of how.
I don't think you'll enjoy it, but we don't have a second controller right now.
Is it a multiplayer game?
You can play co-op, which I'm definitely interested in trying, but it's difficult in a way that can be very, very frustrating.
You went an entire hour, made progress, and then lost it all?
Yep, because
Yeah.
there was no checkpoint to save at. Like I was being careful and trying to sneak around everything I could, and I had to fight the big boss on the other side, and I killed him. But it's very careful, timing-based combat with lots of dodges and rolls at just the right time, and the 2D Salt and Sanctuary is much easier for me than the third-person combat here, because you lock onto an enemy and there's a lot of dancing around, waiting for them to move. Sometimes I back into a thing that was behind me that I didn't see, and I get stuck on it, and then it's game over at that point, because most enemies get one or two hits on you, and you're in real danger.
Seems like it goes the other way too, though. Like you're killing stuff in 2 or 3 hits for the most part.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool. I like that. I like games where there's danger than the combat.
Yeah, yes, it's intense, and I do like that. I just got to be in the right mood for it. And one thing I do like is when you get new gear, it changes the way your avatar looks. So I bought this, cool looking pirate hat and big trench coat thing, and my lady is just real good looking right now. She looks deadly. She's got a pistol in one hand and an axe in the other.
It's a real big axe too.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it being, like Tyler said, that the difficulties increase because there's danger, and 1 or 2 hits to you is going to cause real trouble. But at the same time, 1 or 2 hits to the enemy and they're done, as opposed to the difficulty being cranked up because you're glass and the enemy is a bullet sponge.
Yep. And there are no you don't gain levels really. Just your skills have to improve. You have to get good to make progress in the game. And when you do get past a difficult section, it feels really, really rewarding. Or so I would believe.
So the gear and stuff, is it not so much stats as much as it is like effects and things like that, or is it?
The gear is stats, but right now I've only got one vendor, and I bought the gear that they had. There's nothing else for me right now.
Gotcha.
There's like a workbench where you can upgrade your items and stuff, but I don't have, I don't have any of that stuff yet. I'm not far enough in the game, so I feel like I might come back to it when I'm more in the mood for this kind of experience. Like, we played Heroes this week and just got the shit beaten out of me, so I don't really want to go to my single player games and get the shit beaten out of me.
It only takes so much depressing losing. Holy shit! Sorry. I'm watching you fight a big dude with a big axe, and
Yes.
shit just got real.
I'll probably talk about it more next week, but I picked up Uncharted 4 a little bit, and real impressed with that so far. I think that's what I'm going to play. Also, I downloaded an app called PS4 Remote Play, which lets me stream the PS4 to my PC. So this gameplay you're seeing is on my PC. Like,
cool.
I can set up my computer and play my PS4, which is amazing.
That's awesome. Yep. Xbox
So
has something
how does
like
that work exactly? So I was like, looking at this before for Red Dead Redemption.
It's got to be on the same network, I think, but it seems to just like stream it over the network. It doesn't look quite as sharp as it does on the TV, but it's real responsive. It's really user-friendly. I just run the program, and I'm controlling my PS4 from my computer.
That's pretty cool.
But then this would allow you to play while your kids are watching something else on like your Xbox. They've got Netflix up, but you're streaming this to your PC, so you can do both at the same time, which is always a
Bingo.
plus.
Yep.
Even if it doesn't look as good, you're getting to
It still looks good.
You're getting the game.
Now, is there like any sort of like input lag or anything?
Nope.
You know,
Like I said, it doesn't look quite as good, so like I think that like it sacrifices the looks for the responsiveness, which is good. I'd rather it
That's fine.
You know. respond than look gorgeous.
It's not like it looks ugly either.
No, it looks good.
Yeah, and you're going to be playing it on your PC monitor, which is smaller anyway.
You
and
died.
Yep, I died.
good stuff, man. Well, glad you liked it. Glad it's, looks like something you'll probably come back to once you get through.
It's
Uncharted,
my
I'm
kind of
guessing.
thing. It's not the time right now, I think.
Right. Well, let's talk about something that is always the time for Cat. It's Stardew Valley. Is this your gameplay, Cat, by the way? Is it-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recorded my own gameplay. This is
Yes.
my time.
You're a blue or purple haired chick with cat ears, so that's pretty cool.
I am. See, and that's my wife. And then we have a son named Kyle. And we're adopting another one soon.
You have real cool scarecrows, and you have a purple sword, Cat. I don't know if you knew that, but you have a purple sword.
All my stuff is purple. Yeah.
That's the Galaxy Sword, Tyler.
Yeah, that's the Galaxy Sword.
How do you get a galaxy sword?
You have to
By
find
being better at
a
the game than Tyler.
prism shard and take it to the desert and hold it up between the 3 posts that are in the desert, and you will get a...
As though you were
That's
playing The Legend of Zelda.
fucking
Yeah.
cool as hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to... This will be quick, because this is how much I played Stardew Valley this week, because I also tried it again. I logged in, found my shitty baseball bat club, because I don't even have a cool sword, and I was like, I need sprinklers. Brian told me I need to make sprinklers, and that'll make farming way easier. And I needed to go into the mines to find some metal to make these sprinklers, right? So I go down to the mines, swinging my bat at bugs and shit, just slapping them around and hitting rocks and doing my thing, and it's like, all right, yeah, I'm getting the feel for this again. And I got exhausted and passed out in the mines and had to be, taken back to my farm.
It's bad.
Yep.
And
Like
the
you lose
doctor
some
took
shit.
all my money, like all of it, and just like real life. And and yeah, so then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not ready to be doing Stardew Valley because I suck at this, and I put it away. But I enjoyed the couple minutes that I was in there smacking bugs around and shit. That was pretty
You
good.
just gotta learn your limits and learn when you gotta, when it's time to leave.
Typically, you need to leave by
Did you
no later than midnight typically, because you need to get back home.
did you pass out because it got too late, or
Or
did you get
exhausted?
killed?
I got exhausted. Yeah, you passed out.
Yeah, you have
so,
to watch your meter. You can't, once it says you're starting to feel exhausted, get the heck out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't fight
I don't
the
think
thing
I
out.
did that. I was real deep in there. I was like, I don't know.
It saves your progress. I think every fifth floor is a checkpoint, where if you go
Yeah.
back tomorrow, then you can start where you left off.
Well, I like to get achievements, so right now I've got 2 saves going. Our 10-year-old started one and didn't like it, so she has a red-eyed chick named Ashley, so she is going to become my JojaMart horrible person, because you have to, and one of the achievements is you have to do everything through JojaMart, which is the evil corporation versus the
That's the Walmart in town.
yeah, the Walmart
Yes.
versus, so I'm using her. I'm like, no offense to the Ashley people out there, but I'm like, this is the perfect person to be evil. She's got red eyes, so we're gonna get that achievement. You have to ship every item. You have to craft every item. You have to cook everything that's cooked that you can cook, and so that's what I'm doing right now.
Cool. Your farm is impressive. I bow to your skills in Stardew Valley because my.
I have
farm
like
is-
300 hours into it, Tyler.
Wow. It's impressive. Wow, is that like a? Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's all kinds. You can ride a horse. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I have a horse. I have all my buildings upgraded. I told Brian, I'm like, all my pathways were falling apart. I need to fix my pathways before I show this on there. He's like, no, it's fine. So, yeah.
I'm so impressed. God, this game. I cannot believe one person did all of this work.
right? It's amazing.
It's just because I'm like the progression, like the amount of things that can exist, and the customization and stuff. Like it's all really cool.
One of my goals was to get every single person maxed out with hearts, which is how much they like you. So everybody in the village has max hearts for me right now. So now I'm working on the people in the desert, and then the weird
There's a
creatures
desert?
that are throughout the village. Yeah, you'll get there. That's where you get your.
I
that's where
probably
you-
won't.
Yeah, you can't get the Galaxy Sword if you don't go to the desert.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Oh,
gotta
that's
get the-
true. I do want that.
You stand like in the middle of the 3 pillars, hold the thing up.
But see, I played a lot of this because this is kind of like my comfort game. It's easygoing, and I needed comfort gaming pretty much for the past 2 weeks. So it's pretty much all I did for the past 2
The
weeks.
opposite of Bloodborne.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you're Tyler and manage to get stressed out because you're passing out in the mines because you don't know how to manage your time. Just like real life. It's a theme. It's a theme tonight. But yeah, side note, I heard this is coming to the Nintendo Switch. So Crane, you could be farming while on your Switch at Karen's
Do it.
house on the rooftop terrace party.
Can I? Kat, would this make a good a pooping game?
Good pooping game.
Absolutely, it would be a good pooping game.
Yeah, you get in there, water your crops,
Play a day.
take your void
I'd
egg.
probably play a day, yeah.
I don't see myself getting into this game. No offense, but this looks like work.
You stick to your
And-
cars.
I'll stick to driving cars mindlessly and jumping them off sweet ramps.
It's a
Hello,
cool
sweet
No.
pants.
See, I don't know. Maybe like I grew up on a farm, so it doesn't bother me at all. Like I know Luke got really stressed out with it because there was too much to do. But you pick one thing to do, and you just—I don't know. It's enjoyable for me. So
I'd be like Luke. I want to do all of the things all of the time. So having to like focus in on doing only one task is, I don't know if that would be my cup of tea. But it looks like it's a good one of those.
You get a good sense of accomplishment too over time. Just this farm started with rocks and falling over trees and shit.
yeah, this has been a lot of work because the house was all run down, and you have to upgrade the house and get barns, and you start off with like only 4 size barn, and like I've moved up to 12, so I can fit 12 animals in each barn, and it takes time, and I enjoy it. It's relaxing for me, not stressful. So
Good stuff.
if I want to
This
play
game
stressful
needs
games, I'll play dark
multiplayer.
stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, the multiplayer. Yep. So I can come and just
Please
Yeah,
let it get
I don't know when
multiplayer
that's
soon.
going to happen, but I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Cat can help me get a Galaxy Sword for myself. That'd be real good.
I can help you get a Galaxy Sword.
All right. Well, guys, a few of you have played this next one, and it's quite a different speed than Stardew Valley. It's South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Yes.
Who wants to talk about it first? Because I can't remember who all played it.
I think Pring might have played it more than I did this week. All I really did this week was defeat Al Gore, which is the hardest battle I've had so far in the game. Like,
It's the hardest battle in the game, period.
I haven't seen a game over screen until this. But I killed Al Gore and I killed Man Bear Pig.
It's so frustrating. This fight is so frustrating because he goes through his
the
fucking
way
presentations and shit about how he created the internet and Man Bear Pig, and he's wearing a fucking cape the whole time. It's so hilarious, but it's so
We got
frustrating.
to sit through a presentation about global warming on round one
Every
of combat.
time, yes. Oh my god.
It was a tough fight because he calls in Secret Service agents, and once he's down, like, they're no joke.
Yep, I remember. This is bringing back so many memories. This was my Ruby weapon. I said in an earlier conversation, like Al Gore fucking sucks. He's a real bastard.
His
man.
attack is the best. Like, he like runs up and he like, like slaps at you, like paddles you with both hands, like he's doggy paddle.
Oh, smacks you around. Yeah, it's real good. There they are, Secret Service. God damn it. Yeah, they have like scoped AK-47s, and you're sitting there. Butters got a ball peen hammer that he's ready to just give you some business with. Brian, I noticed your sword's looking real electric-y. Looking real cool there.
Yep, I've got the electric strap-ons for the sword. So
Yeah, there's quite interesting things when I'm watching you play the game. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not an innuendo at all.
the alien ship that I was taken up on.
Oh my
with
god.
with the anal probes everywhere.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
one
I
of
don't
the.
have
Randy Marsh is the best character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just period.
That's where I'm at in
Full
the game
stop.
right now. Is up on the alien ship, and yes, Randy Marsh is the best character in the whole damn show.
One of our kids happened to walk over just as he was playing that scene.
Yes.
So that was an interesting dip at the Maxwell.
I
They didn't see anything, thank
I
God.
especially liked in that sequence, because to get Randy Marsh out of the probing station, I guess you could call it,
The apparatus.
you have to go to these consoles, and then Randy's up on screen and it shows you a little Simon board, the old game Simon, and you just have to follow the inputs that they do and copy it. And then there's at one point where they make it just overly complex. Like, it goes super duper fast, and at one point I see like all four of them light up like 5 different times, and like an impossible button press. Like, you can't make this button press, so Randy's totally gonna get probed hard.
Oh man. Yep.
Yeah, his name is so well done. It just feels like you're in an episode of South Park.
It's the funniest game I've ever played for sure.
One of our other friends, Vito, who's been on the show, he said he tried it a while back and couldn't get into it because the combat he felt was, too much.
Turn-based JRPG combat. Yep.
I actually spoke to Brian about this shortly before the show started, about how I liked this version of this combat. Like, I couldn't get into Final Fantasy games or anything like that, but it's the ability to block the attacks, and then the timing your button presses to make your attack more powerful. That really makes the combat feel less awful.
You dig Paper Mario because that's the same
Yep.
same setup.
I've played Paper Mario before, and I've played the Mario and Luigi games, a couple of those before, and those are all the same way too.
Yeah. Yep. Good old South Park. I might have to pick that back up too because I've still never finished it, and I know we talked about it last week, but it's on my list. It's on my
Yeah,
list.
it's pretty
I
awesome.
finished it when it came out, but Brian playing it and listening to the show from last week, you guys talking about it, and I just had to get back into this game. I found that I had a game save on Steam still that I had started. I was barely into the game, and I was Jew, and I didn't get to play through as a Jew the first time, so I'm finishing the game as a Jew.
What kind of
This time
how
around.
would you describe the class, Craig? What kind of stuff are you doing as a Jew?
I spent a lot of time being an archer, using a bow and arrow. I spent a lot of time doing that when I'm fighting. The abilities he has, I just unlocked one called Circumscythe. You take a standard. I don't know the name of it, but it's a circumcision knife blade. It's like a scalpel basically,
Scalpel.
and you walk up to the enemy using this ability, and what it does is it cuts away their armor and their buffs, basically. So then it
Oh,
gives them some
God.
damage, so that they no longer have any armor and whatnot. But then when you go up to them and you don't see them, you see your back turned to the screen, you see them, and then you see some slicing motions and you hear some slicing sounds. Then you walk away and they fall to the ground bleeding, grabbing their crotch. It's real good. It's real South Parky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right. I just want to point out 2 slides from Al Gore's presentation. One of them was a serial graph, another one was a super serial graph. Oh man, that's real great.
Shame the sequel keeps getting delayed.
Does it?
Yeah.
When's it supposed to come out now? Like end of the year?
I think like late 17, early 2018, something like that.
It says, from what I read, it was calendar year 2017. I think so, end of the year probably. But
Well,
I'm hoping that with that one, because I'm playing through the alien ship right now, and I know you guys talked about the sewers being kind of tedious last week. There are sections in this game that, even though it's really well done, the first time you play through it, you find a lot of the stuff funny because it's just you haven't seen it before. But on a follow-up playthrough, the alien ship is confusing and tedious feeling in a lot of points. Even though the humor sections are real good, the rest of it just isn't that appealing. And I'm hoping maybe they can tighten some of that stuff up for the sequel.
Yeah, I'd be okay with the actual like the parts where you're getting from A to B seem to be
Yeah.
the parts that need a little bit of cleaning up. Like the combat, I think is perfect, and I think the stuff when you're talking, like you're getting the actual story bits and the cutscenes and stuff,
Yes.
it's all really good. But yeah, when you're just like hoofing it through the sewers and having to like dodge shit pillars, and I don't know what
Or
else.
it's like you're having to hoof it through the sewers, and you're fighting rats now, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't.
There's still
like,
some funny
can-
stuff to happen there. But, yeah.
Like, you could have made this better. You know, you could have chosen something other than a rat that's more South Parky. Like, why am I not fighting a 6-breasted rat?
when you meet up with Mr. Hankey and his wife and they're having a domestic dispute, that's just gold. She's drunk and she can't find her kids and he's screaming at her.
You gotta go find all of Mr. Hankey's kids, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Anyway,
Also, there needs to be more Towley in the new one.
Yes.
Far more Towley.
For sure. Was there any Towley in this one?
There's a little bit of Towley, but
Not enough.
not enough Towley.
Towley needs to be a playable character.
You heard it here first. You're on notice. Luke wants to be a
Luke wants to go get high, apparently.
I'm walking on sunshine. Go away, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, man.
God.
He's just
Well-
a really good character.
He is. He's one of the best towels I've ever known. Kat, could you tell me what the vanishing of Ethan... What is it? Ethan Hawke? Ethan Carter?
Ethan
Ethan
Embry.
Frome.
This looks like another adventure game.
It is.
Yeah.
Surprise. Surprise, guys. Adventure game. Brian got this for me a while ago.
This looks like
and the mechanics are interesting. Like, The story is the character you're playing is an older gentleman, and he's had communications with this young boy for whatever reason. I haven't figured that out yet.
Uh-oh.
And there's like no, it's nothing like that. There's like demons or something that's going on.
This kid's disturbed. Right?
The kid's supposedly disturbed, but there's something going on because you're finding things. Now you don't see this part, but probably about the 20 minutes I played before this, I came across a train that had hit somebody, severed their legs, but the mechanics on which you kind of run around and inspect things, it wasn't what I expected whatsoever, because I come across this body that's missing its legs, and it's like telling me to touch, like it says like touch and like inspect, and there's words that come across the screen when you are inspecting something, like it would be like the thoughts you're thinking, like, okay, severed legs, it was dragged, was it, dragged from far away, like what hit this person? So all these words are coming across the screen, and then if there's a clue you have to find, you'll get a bunch of the same word, and you have to look around to where you can get them all to converge as one, and that's where you need to head.
Is someone who's like a psychic, for lack of a better term?
I really don't know, because then at certain times when you find the place or thing you're supposed to look at, you'll see in the footage, you kind of look into this other world of where to find what you're looking for. And honestly, I've only played maybe a half an hour, 40 minutes now. And the only thing I dislike about it so far is how open it is, because I don't know if I'm in the right place right now, but I assume if I wasn't, I wouldn't be getting clues. And I don't know how it fits together, because I've already been taken up in space with a spaceman. So...
Anal probe.
No, that was the South Park thing. Yeah, right. Segway. But it is pretty interesting as far. I mean, the artwork, as you see, is gorgeous.
It seems to be running like shit. I don't know if that's.
I was thinking it, but I wasn't gonna say it yet.
It looks really pretty, and the frame rate looks like to be about 10 frames per second. But
oh yeah, I think it was when I started recording. It started to run.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It didn't do that yesterday at all. So I'm not sure. We'll have to look and see if I can get better footage of it. The sound is really neat. You find like pages, you find pictures, and they're all things you have to piece together about what happened to this boy. Because essentially his parents were concerned, things were going on in the house he lived at, and he's gone. And now you're finding dead bodies. I got creeped out that
Aliens.
I was in the cemetery, because I thought it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only thing, like the astronaut that took me out of space, was really out of, it didn't seem to fit into what I've learned so far. I kept going back into the church because I swore there had to be a way, like, I could get to other pieces of the building, because I'm thorough that way. But you'll see, like, later on, actually finding things and how the mechanism works. And
yeah, when you
really
find
pretty
something,
game.
it opens sort of what looks like a tear in reality. I think it's like you're looking into the past, maybe.
yes,
was the
because
impression I got.
it would be the past, because it was like, well, what was here, what happened here, and then it shows you what you're looking for. Because at one time I was looking for a bird, and it showed me, like, within the tear where I could find the bird now, so I have to go back and find that area to look for whatever clue I need there. And I'm honestly not sure where the story is going to take me, but I'm intrigued.
Have you ever seen a portal?
I want to take this back real quick. Hang on. Right at the beginning, there was a picture. I don't know how you guys found the picture that we took for the band that I was in high school, the promo shot here, but I'm in this picture. I'm right there in the middle.
Oh, yeah?
I used to have real stupid hair just like that, and I remember taking a picture where we were all trying to look tough like that in a band that I was actually in high school. So there you go. Anyway, sorry. There you go.
You mean you used to have real stupid hair?
Fuck you, Krang. You have a real stupid face that we can't even see right now.
Well, you can see his face. It's just very still, and it is quite silly face.
That's actually a webcam. I've been doing that this whole time.
He
I'm
he's permanently.
just standing still outside.
Yep.
Good ventriloquist act.
Yeah,
Can't even see the lips moving.
real good
I'll
at it.
be playing more of this and updating it as it. I want to get clips of the astronaut because it's
Yeah, I want to know about that.
odd.
I'm impressed with this though. This looks really pretty. Like the scenery and stuff is very detailed.
If you can hear the sound at one point, like if you can listen to it, it's amazing because you can hear the wind in the trees. That's what was now. This is where it got really creepy for me is when I started to have to go into the mausoleums because I knew once I saw the open one, that was it. And I don't want stuff jumping out at me.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I was. I'm like, no, please, no. But you'll see here, like, inspect things.
Why
what
would
is
you
going.
ever do that? Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever go down there? You don't want to go down there.
We don't want to go to. I had to.
This is where I'm like in the movie theater going, no,
Don't
you don't.
Yep. Why'd the lights go out? I'll go check it out.
Don't worry, I got this. I'll be alone.
Yeah, I'll be
It's
right
fine.
back.
Yeah, it is running like crap.
It really is.
Like crap when I was playing it. Why?
We'll sort that.
Let's take that.
That's no big deal. But yeah, this is
But I'll keep you guys updated on this game.
Crow. Huh.
Well, I'll let you know when we find Ethan.
Yeah. Go on another little.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to go down there.
I had
Yeah.
That all
to.
looks bad.
Well, okay, so there's the rip where you have to like find the bird and like you have to look around and I honestly thought my character was drunk when it first started doing that until I realized I had to get all the words to converge as one to get the clue. I really thought my character was drunk or something was wrong with the game.
It's pretty
And
neat.
then it shows you a location, and you have to go to that location.
Yep. So that's where I ended. I have to go find the crow.
That
I'll let
is
you guys
really
know.
neat.
Severed body pieces.
It's an interesting gameplay mechanic for sure.
I've never this is the first time I've ever seen that kind of mechanic within an adventure game like that. It's really neat.
Yeah, this has been out for a few years. It's something that every now and again shows up for like 90% off. This is $2 this week.
I could totally get into that.
Mhm.
Well, Krang, speaking of things that we can totally get into, it's time for the Heroes of the Storm segment. Sorry, Luke.
Are you sorry though? Because I'm
No,
not sorry.
I'm never sorry
not
about
sorry
Heroes
at
of
all.
the Storm.
Sorry, not sorry.
So,
It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Brian, you and I started earlier in the week with some Heroes, and boy, God, was it bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's okay.
Don't-
Can't comfort him
Don't
because
make me talk about it.
yeah, it was things happened to us that haven't happened to us in a long time. We've been on a real sick winning streak lately, and that.
Well, you had to be taken down a peg.
Yep, the game was like, oh boy, these guys are starting to feel pretty good about themselves. Let's fix that.
Yeah, it was bad losses. There were one-sided, toxic teammates. We played 4 or 5 matches, and we were like, all right, fine.
Yeah. One
Good
of
night.
one of these has to be good, right? Right? The next one?
Nope.
No? Okay. Yeah, it was bad. But Kring and I jumped on and played a little bit. Was it last night, Kring?
It was last night,
Last
and
night,
we broke
Friday
the
night.
game.
Yeah.
We broke it.
We found out that Kring really likes the Butcher,
Yeah,
and I really like Varian, and those two characters both have abilities that are what we call point-click stuns. So it allows you to select a character, press one button on your keyboard, and stun that person. There's a little bit of like a, you gotta like charge into them, and they both have varying ranges and yada yada yada. The point is, we're able to select one person and just undo them, and that works really well in quick match where they're not really prepared for that sort of thing, and you can just
Yep.
kind of bully one person at a time and tear apart their
Yep.
team. And we did it with just. I don't even know how to describe it. It was a thing of
gusto
beauty.
with gusto. It didn't matter what character we selected. Because I usually led the charge, as Butcher, brand him, slow him. Tyler would catch up, and then he would do his with Varian. The taunt?
I would charge in to get the slow or stun, and then once they, once we'd get out in front of them and they started peeling away again, then I'd taunt them, which forces them to attack you for like a second or two.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were able to lock one person down and keep them from escaping. It was really good.
And we would pick the tank and just lock them down, and before they knew it, they were gone, deleted, didn't exist anymore. In just a couple of seconds, they're gone. It's insane how quickly we can completely change a team fight.
Yep, it was really powerful. We still had some really close games. There were some times where it almost fell apart. We played a match on Blackheart's Bay where they had gotten our core down to 25%, I want to say.
Yeah.
And we managed to hold off. They had an enemy Murky that was like, he had his egg somewhere near and was just trying real hard to push the rest of that core down, and we kept him away. Yeah. Yep. And we managed.
It was this weird dance of like making sure Murky doesn't get too close to the core, but then now the other teammates are trying to get into the core from other lanes. Like, they didn't have a very good. If they had focused one lane, they probably would have gotten in and been able to do it. Yep. But they were all kind of like scattered. So Tyler and I were like dancing around different lanes trying to keep people out, and then finally we got enough coins for turning and we're able to take it down.
Yeah, you and I would wait. We'd wait and find one person who would respawn and went out to try to do something, and we'd go kill them. So we just kept them staggered. Their deaths were always staggered. They were always outnumbered, and it worked extremely well. So I'm looking forward to more of that.
There were many games. I think, what was it? The one game I had 26 kills and like 2 deaths or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. Some of these games were just absolute blowouts.
So, yep. And I kept getting MVP despite your
despite
much better
my
numbers.
amazing statistical numbers. Tyler would get MVP because reasons.
Yeah. It's real good. So, yeah, Brian, I think we solved our problem. We're just, Kring and I are only going to ever play Varian and Butcher until they
you come along, do whatever support things you want, tank things, whatever you want to do, Brian. It won't matter.
Yeah, we got this. Hubris. It's fine. We'll never get taken down. It's fine. This will never end.
Yeah, we had Tyler on Ragnaros and me on Ariel, and we still lost, and that's when we were like, okay, well, clearly this just isn't going to work tonight.
Brian goes, this isn't supposed to happen. Yeah, that was the last character I kind of glommed onto and felt like I was really playing above my level. That's another thing, is I kind of started getting back into the stats a little bit and checking out the numbers and tracking my progress, that sort of thing. And I'm starting to climb. There's a Heroes of the Storm podcast I listen to called Core, and one of their hosts, Bo Schwartz, put together this like spreadsheet where it was kind of a rough estimate of how many games it would take you to climb. You can punch in your win rate, punch in your current like rank, and put in your goal rank, and it would give you like a breakdown of how many games you'd have to play with that win rate on average to hit your goal. And it's so disheartening. It was like, to even climb, if you were like silver 5 and you wanted to climb to silver 1, it's something like 1,200 games if you have a 51% win rate. Like, you have to be getting 57, 58,
57,
60
yeah,
if you want to actually climb. Because if you think about it, the way the system, it's a point system. So say you play 100 games and you have a 50% win rate, well, that's a wash. You didn't go anywhere. You played 100 games and you won 50 and lost 50, and they canceled each other out.
Yeah, you can't grind it out.
Yep. So that is one thing about the game where unless you really start playing above your current level and you really change your behaviors, you're not going to climb. That's why they tell you, you should just play your really good win rate heroes, the ones you got a 60% win rate on. Just play those if you're looking to rank up in Hero League or whatever. So, yeah. Heroes, it's a thing. We keep playing it. It's still real good.
I got it back in it a couple weeks ago. I lead.
Oh, we should talk about that. There's a good reason to do that too. There's a whoops, I'm sharing things I'm not trying to. Well, please. And there's a new quest, Kat. If you play 15 games as a Warcraft hero while partnered with somebody else, you get a 10-day stim pack and a new mount for free.
Horsey.
A new
Okay.
a new horsey, yeah. And they can be AI, they can be whatever, so.
We can play against other people. Just don't listen to them.
Yep, there you go.
I actually spent
Yeah,
money
no.
on a new skin when I got that mount for Butcher. One that Tyler says you hate, Brian. So I'm excited to play Butcher with you so that you can, hate the way my dolly is dressed.
It's the one with all the metal plates that look just screwed right into him, and his face looks
Like
like
he's
the
a furnace?
Yeah, he looks like the
Oh, I
furnace
don't-
from Home Alone.
I don't hate it. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Okay, well.
Well, it did something for me because it matches that mount real well.
All right. Well, now that we're done talking about all the games that Luke didn't play, let's...
Maybe next week.
Yeah, Luke, it's okay. You got other stuff going on. You're a busy guy. You're a Renaissance man.
Popular.
Let's talk a little bit, if you'll allow it, about some news. Do I have music for news? I always forget. Do I? Do I?
You do?
Sure, let's do music for news. Here it comes.
I like the dancing.
Alright, that's enough music for news. We found out that the new Zelda game from Nintendo is going to be the first one ever to have a season pass and DLC.
Could you air quote that a little bit harder,
No,
Tyler?
I just heard
real
something.
hard air quotes on
I
that.
just heard something. It was Luke's Luke's appendage falling off. I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? A Zelda with DLC, a season pass?
It's not just that, but if you buy, like if you pre-order it, the day one bonus is you get a like Nintendo Switch shirt to put on Link.
It's real fucking stupid.
It's really fucking stupid.
Real bad. It's 20.
It's terrible.
It's 20 of the dollars. And yep, it's $20, and you get
The season pass with all the
season
DLC.
pass. Yeah, you get
Oh.
both.
Extra content.
You get both DLC packs. They don't seem like much. Like one of them is literally like a new shrine and like a few treasure chests or some bullshit. It's
In a difficulty setting.
yeah.
A new difficulty setting.
You have to unlock a difficulty setting with money.
With money. With money, Luke, you have to unlock a difficulty setting with money.
Well, Nintendo's always the last one on the train for this stuff. So
and
they
they always
always-
do it the worst.
Yeah, like if you ask me like, "Hey, it's 2017, who's going to step on their dick this year?" Nintendo is definitely going to step on their dick this year. I promise you. Like I'm all
Big
excited.
step concerned.
I'm all excited for this new console, right? I'm like, and that's something we can talk about too, because Kring was a smart little boy and pre-ordered his Switch way ahead of time, so he's probably going to get his.
No, I'm gonna get mine.
Are
We
you-
don't know.
gonna
that
happen.
it-
We don't even
probably
know
don't
that
it's
either.
a smart decision.
It's
yet.
happening.
We don't know that.
We do.
We do we?
BestBuy.com tells me that I am getting a Switch.
Okay. Well, I sure hope you are, because our inside sources have said that they are hoping that they get enough at their particular location to fulfill the pre-orders. So,
I placed my pre-order at 4 a.m.
and
that day.
I
Should've
don't
done
know.
that
5
too.
hours after that press conference ended. If I don't get mine, I'll just be
Heads will
very
roll.
crabby about it and then wait longer.
Bitch about it on the
I'll bitch about it
BestBuy.com
on
community
this show.
forums. So anyway, I did not pre-order one, and I found out that they're likely not going to have any day one. So I'm kind of salty about it. I went and looked at other retailers; everywhere sold out completely. And this is just what Nintendo does. They do a thing that's really great, and everyone wants it, and then they manage to fuck it up by just doing dumb stuff like not having enough consoles or putting a Nintendo Switch logo T-shirt on Link as some kind of a bonus, as if that's something anybody wants.
A T-shirt is literally the last thing I would want on Link.
Right? I'd rather have him have no.
can we give
shirt.
him a big foam finger too? maybe like a
one of those hats with the beer straw?
Right.
Yeah.
beer dispensing hat. Why not?
There we go.
It's Lon Lon Milk in there instead. Like,
Can we give him pink bunny slippers while we're at it too? Just give him all the shit.
stick a big Nintendo Switch dildo in his mouth and just call it a day. Like, that's apparently. Who wants that? Who's like, oh, sweet, I get to put a T-shirt on him. He'll look just like me.
Wait, no. Better yet, give him overalls and a plumber hat. Make him look like
See,
Mario.
that's
Oh,
kind of
God.
funny. I could kind of get into that, but like, just
The
shameless
t-shirt design in a
self-promotion.
Mario game, maybe, or but not in Hyrule.
No,
No.
Tyler,
Yeah.
did we have a new exclusive video of Zelda?
You made me remember. I did play another game and I forgot to show it. Hold, please. You guys can keep talking about the DLC if you want. I need to find something real quick.
I think we kicked that DLC or not.
No, the thing that I'm not against the DLC in idea. They're going to add a new dungeon and some story on the one DLC, which is kind of what I would like to see. I thought to myself, well, if they make it like a little bit of a story section and you get sort of like a, how Majora's Mask happened after Ocarina.
Great game.
If you get like a story that happens right after this finishes and you go and do a thing with Link, that would be kind of interesting, like an after the credits sort of sequence. And also, Brian, fuck you. The Nintendo 64 Zeldas are masterpieces, timeless classics. They are just ugly. Speaking of ugly, what the hell is that, Tyler?
It's actually from the Nintendo 64 version of Zelda game. I got live footage of it here.
Ocarina of Time.
No, Nintendo are glorious pricks about using their gameplay footage at all, even if it's something that you recorded yourself. So Brian took the liberty of recreating my playthrough of Wind Waker here for everyone in one image.
Where's the boat? See,
Oh, I'm too far in.
it's
Hold
been
on.
edited.
Yeah, hold
it's-
on.
Yeah, the boat sells it.
My
Does-
vision is being
Jesus,
compromised
you
here.
made this, honey.
Yeah.
I don't know how to minimize it. I don't know how to make it any smaller than
It took him hours to do
Here,
that.
here you go. I'll pan over. Oh, now you're getting it. Link's on a little island, and there's the King of Red Lion's ship. He's sad. It's a sad ship. Sad because I can't show you. You can't know how good the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD mod for the Dolphin emulator looks, because if I show you, Nintendo will copyright claim it like the bastards they
Yes,
are.
they will.
So yeah,
Oh my
there you
god,
go.
when did you make this?
When we were complaining about Nintendo's copyright policies.
I want everyone to notice his hat. Like, Brian was like, he took the time to color him all green and give him little green pants, and he was like, triangle hat, fuck it, print it, call it good. It's fine. You get the idea.
The sale is really what sells me on this.
Yeah, just, aw.
I think mine is the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
It's,
Really nailed it.
The arrow is
You know,
like
if you were to
as
put
tall
this
as
up
Link.
next to a screenshot of the actual game, you can't tell the difference.
It's true.
no.
This is
And would you
paper
guys believe I did
recreation.
this with no artistic skill and no paint
Brian,
experience?
don't. Yeah,
Just
don't.
waded right in and did it.
You know our daughter's really good at this stuff.
Yeah, she could
Better
probably.
than this?
She makes pixelated characters really well.
We'll
That's
commission
where
her
she
to
gets
do
it from.
to a video game for us. Man, so yeah, I played a bit of that and had varied success. It worked a lot better than the Wii U emulator that I tried. This is instead it's the GameCube version of Zelda, but they made all of these modifications to the Dolphin emulator to make it run at 1080p. They loaded all the texture packs and actually up-res those to 4K, so all of the textures are done in 4K. Looks really good. There's also some other mods, like they tweaked some of the items and things like that. I was really impressed with it. It crashed a couple times for me. I think Mike was watching. I was streaming it real late one night, and I got to a part and the game just crashed right to desktop. Sorry. Thanks for playing. But I kept at it, got through it, got to the... I'm trying to remember now. I was on the boat with Tetra, and I got through some of that. I think I was about... Oh, I was at the Forsaken Fortress, and I had to just give up, because that part's actually really hard. There's like a stealth... there's a stealth mechanic to it. You lose your sword. Spoiler alert for Wind Waker. You lose your sword, and you have to kind of sneak through this fortress, and if you get caught, you get tossed in jail. And You have to sneak back out, and it happened a couple times, and I was like, okay, it's late, I'm done. Just need to call it quits. But yeah, I might be playing Wind Waker a lot more since it's looking like I'm not going to get a Switch for a very long time. So, I don't know. We'll see.
I'll just make sure to give you guys gameplay footage. I'll just make sure that I have my Switch set up, like on my coffee table, and I just do something really stupid and like videotape me playing my Switch. Maybe try to make it as hard as possible for Nintendo to copyright that stuff.
You're going to videotape. You just
Yep.
said videotape.
Yep.
Videotape
With a
on a
camcorder?
on a camcorder. Yes.
Okay.
Let's make it real shitty looking so that Nintendo's bots and algorithms can't spot it. See, that's my brain.
That's quality right there. I don't know.
Yep.
I would rather just Brian drew it for us instead.
Frame by frame.
If by now,
Recreate what Crane did.
if by now you aren't checking out our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/questlogcast, or looking us up on YouTube, you're missing out because this is a masterpiece. You really need to find this in your life.
I like brag.
Don't overhype it, but it's pretty good.
Brian, I would be willing to pay at least 30 cents for that drawing.
Yeah,
Wow.
At least 30 cents.
That's a deal.
we're gonna make it one of these
Patreon.
days, guys. 30 cents at a time.
Patreon.com/questlog.
You keep saying that. It's not a thing yet. It's not a thing. Don't send people there yet. Hold on. Okay, topic switch. Segue. What is PewDiePie anti-Semitic nonsense? What does that mean? PewDiePie! Isn't he everybody's favorite YouTuber?
He hates my South Park
Oh,
character.
boy.
He hates Jews.
I'm not gonna. Okay. All right, everybody. There you go. There it is. It's just right up out there. It's a thing that says "Death to all Jews" right on his stream.
Yep, he's got a contract. Had a contract with. I don't remember the name of it. It's this company owned by YouTube. He does streaming for them, and they let him go after this. It's a service where I guess you can pay people $5 and they'll like put whatever you want on a sign, and like send you a picture or do a stream of it, I guess. And he's saying he did that to show how ridiculous it was that they will do anything. He put "Kill the Jews" on a sign.
Death to all Jews.
Death to all Jews. And he issued an apology, which was one of those, like, I'm the victim here, you guys are assholes kind of apologies, where it's like, I'm sorry you're offended.
Are you kidding
But,
me?
well, he's like, it wasn't to be taken seriously. Like, he was just kidding, just, JK lols. And
Knowing
No.
PewDiePie and his channel, and I've watched some of his stuff before. It's not my cup of tea, but it's one of those things like, oh, who's this guy? He's got this huge name on YouTube. Let's check him out. But
I doubt he's
I
actually
can
racist. I just think he's an idiot. I
Right.
just think he's someone.
I can believe that he was doing it for the reasons that he said he
trying
was
to be
doing
edgy.
it.
I'm sure
But
those people that's just tries to be edgy and offensive, and that's his shtick. Is like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I say what I want.
But if you get true backlash on something like this, you have to show actual contrition, or you're just gonna lose everything.
Yep.
And he's being sponsored by a company now. He's a spokesperson. Like, YouTube was paying him.
Yeah, was.
And it's not like he said this in a parking lot to someone. Like, this was on a stream, which is what was paid to do.
I believe he had a contract with
Don't be
Disney
dumb.
that they pulled as well.
Yep.
Um,
Don't do dumb things.
Isn't he like the most popular streamer on YouTube?
Yeah.
I think he's made the most money too. Like he's made just
I've never watched his streams because I'm old and grouchy, and as soon as I saw the name PewDiePie, I'm like, well, that's not for me, whatever it is. I don't give a shit. Nope. Pass.
I think this is
He's
the guy
the
who
guy,
said
like-
he would shut down his account if he had like 50 million subs or something. And then when he reached it, it was like, LOL, JK.
He was one of the people that is a huge reason for the popularization of Let's Play videos
Mhm.
too. He was big into that for a long time.
Yeah, I've never cared about him, and I still don't. But I'm reading some of his comments here, and it's sounding familiar. Let me read this. I'm going to read a
It
little
does.
passage here, and
Do.
I want to see if you guys can think of maybe if you've heard something like this. He says, old school media does not like internet personalities because they're scared of us. We have so much influence and such a large voice, and I don't think they understand it, and that's why they keep this approach to us. Yeah, he's singling out the media pretty hard. It just, I don't know, with this theme of anti-Semitism and not like, yeah, I would say they're huge. Huge.
Sad.
Thanks for picking, sad. The media.
He's
sad.
probably not wrong to an extent that the traditional medias that we know would want to try to shut down YouTube stars because it's a way that they're going to start losing. They see it as a threat. They'll start losing money. But at the same point, like, no, you can't put a sign out there that says death to all Jews and not expect some sort of a backlash.
You might be right, Kring, but I don't think that's a factor in any of these news reports either.
That's what I mean. Like, you can't go and do what he just
get him. It's like,
Yeah.
This guy's a piece of shit. Get him.
No, if
Yeah.
anything, I mean, let's be honest, it's, hey, this will get clicks. Hey, we can, I mean,
It's shocking.
look, I'm not saying that the media is always honest and not looking out for themselves, but he's not
When you
a
fuck
he's
up,
not
you
a
gotta say I fucked up. You gotta own up to it and be
Right.
like, no, yep, that was in bad taste. Sorry.
I really regret doing that, man. Yeah, won't happen again. Something like that. Not.
he could have had
I'm
them.
the victim.
He could have
and
had
the
them.
media's out to get me.
If he wanted to illustrate what this sign was, he could have had them do any number of benign
Yeah.
phrases like,
eat my
I
own
enjoyed
shit.
masturbating to purple elephants. Like,
Anything.
that would have been something that would have been edgy, but nobody would have given a shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Well, Kring,
Anyway, it's bad.
it is bad. I'm gonna show something on here, Kring. Close your eyes. Don't look. It's a Nintendo.
wow.
It's a Nintendo Switch being turned on and fiddled with. Apparently,
No.
apparently there was a cat. Don't look. I told you. I know this. You said this is
Go to sleep,
magic. You
honey.
don't want to see it.
It is. It's a magic moment, and I have now minimized the Twitch.
Good, because I'm ruining it for
Did it.
everyone. So somebody got shipped a Nintendo Switch early and leaked it to NeoGAF, and they're showing like the whole setup of it. It's a working Switch. He doesn't have any games to play on it, but it does show you kind of like the interface. It shows you the operating system that's on it, and it shows a glaring lack of pretty much anything to do on it other than play video games, which I'm not really saying is a huge problem. It is a little surprising that a brand new console in 2017 doesn't have like streaming apps or any kind of
And
media, anything.
To clarify, a brand new tablet-based
Right.
console in 2017.
Right, and it does have a capacitive touchscreen, so it is a tablet. I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird to me. Nintendo just seems to always be completely out of touch with what people
Yes.
actually want. They get like 80% of it, right? It's like so good. Oh god, this is all so great. And then it's like, wait a minute, what?
How can we fuck this up?
Yeah. So, like,
How can we make this
stepping on their
terrible?
own dick. They got an 80% awesome dick, and then they just step right on it, put a hole through it. So yeah,
Can't be doing that.
can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Exactly. It's got airplane mode though, so that's good. So that you won't,
Oh, good.
you can play
That's
it on
what-
airplane.
You know what? At least I have a fucking photo album because that's what I want on my video game console is to take pictures and have a place where I can go and look at them later.
I just
Jesus.
I don't understand.
I'm waiting to find out that this actually runs on a modified version of Android.
It doesn't look that far off from that,
Doesn't it? Right?
It's got a little bit of that like
In before
what do they
Luke
call it?
roots it.
Material design look going on. That would be hilarious.
This
Oh, I can change the background to black. Sweet. Pfft,
Yeah,
sign
or-
me up.
I'm sure there's going to be other ones you can get or buy or something.
It's DLC.
It's a
DLC is different
pack.
background
Yeah.
colors.
You
Oh,
get to-
does TV resolution 480p? Hello.
that yeah. Yeah, I think that's so you can set it down if you want it, if you're having, like a shitty TV. Otherwise, it goes to auto. They have set it goes out to.
Yeah.
Isn't it
if you have a
900
TV from 1999,
That's kind of showing how behind the times are. That they're assuming somebody's got a TV that's still a CRT that they're hooking this thing up to.
Right.
I think it defaults to 900 on the TV and 720 when it's off the dock.
Yeah, I don't know. This is where they're really shooting themselves in the foot, because I was like super amped for this, and if I had had this pre-ordered, it would have been fine. If I knew they would have them on day one, I'd still be fine. But the longer this thing goes, and the longer I can't buy one, the more excuses I'm going to make to just not get one at all. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So
Yeah, it's the stupidity of the NES Mini thing that they had
classic.
before Christmas all over again.
Yep.
They're just going to create this scarcity and then or create this hype and then not make enough of them to sell as many as they possibly could. There
To
should
be
still be
fair-
those things left over on store shelves right now that I could just go and pick up.
to be
They would've
fair,
made
that,
more
that
money that
happens with every major release of every electronic, though.
But it
It
doesn't.
does
Does
to an extent.
I promise you that if you wanted to get a Xbox One on day one, they were around.
You know what? That's actually true because we worked at Best Buy at the time, and I was able to buy one after every single customer who had pre-ordered and everybody who had walked in that night wanted to buy an Xbox One. I was able to go through the line, buy an Xbox One, and we still had consoles left the next day.
Yep, they shipped.
Because no one wanted an
pallets of
Xbox
those.
One.
The same thing happened with the PS4s, Luke.
The PS4s were kind of scarce.
A little bit more so, but it wasn't to the point of,
Yeah.
you know.
iPhones are always scarce.
It wasn't to the point of yeah, but a couple of months after an iPhone comes out, you can just walk into a store and get one. It's not hard.
But we're
Sometimes
also-
I go to Little Caesars and they don't have any of the deep dish pizzas. Like,
That's a
fuck you, I'm not waiting. I'm leaving.
Exactly.
You go to Little Caesars, you get a deep dish.
Yeah, deep dish or get out.
Exactly.
I mean, have you guys had
I
the little cups of jalapeno cheese sauce?
No.
Oh,
It's got jalapenos in it.
It doesn't have jalapenos in it.
It's in the name.
It's just a spicy
Guys,
nacho cheese.
Guys, it's barely cheese. It's like it's the cup of cheese-like substance that's kind of, you know, vaguely spicy. But
Cheesy sauce?
The point is, it's real salty, and it doesn't matter. You get a hot and ready, the shittiest pizza you can find, some garbage circle of cheese and pepperoni and sauce that you find in the trash. You just smash it into enough of that jalapeno cheese stuff and just force it into your face. That's what you do.
and wash it all down.
And that's why I don't get the deep
That's
dish
right.
because
Jalapeno
That's why I don't get the deep
cheese and
dish.
Pizza?
Yeah, try it.
That's a lie for me.
Don't try it.
the deep dish
Crane, you
doesn't
and I
fit
will
into the
go
cup
and
as well.
gorge
The
ourselves
deep
on it.
dish,
It's
Tyler. I'm not wrong about this.
Proceed.
Deep dish doesn't fit into the cup as well, so you can't get the deep dish if you're gonna have the cup.
Right, you'd have to squeeze it on top like some kind of heathen. Ugh.
Yeah, no, you get the regular hot and ready, so you can fold the pizza over a little bit, dip it in the cup, take a bite. It's great.
Winning. That's how you do it. Heard it here first. Questlog
We could
cast.
do an entire episode on pizza.
I just can't.
About how everybody's shitty at pizza.
I can't
Yeah,
wait for
we all
that.
suck at
I
pizza.
can't wait for the Brian's show notes where it's like the Little Caesars shout out right at the end. That'll be real good.
I can't wait
Thin
until
crust,
Brian
light
puts this
sauce,
out.
pepperoni, bacon, pineapple.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh my god.
Yes.
All right. Well, Luke's right.
Pineapple
We're-
is an appropriate pizza topping. I agree with both Luke and Brian. Kat, you can eat shit if you don't like pineapple on your pizza.
pizza.
I love it's no, it's not the pineapple I have a problem with, it's the pepperoni.
Oh well, you're not wrong.
Speaking of pineapple and Thai food.
Yep. Do it. He's right.
Oh, speaking of which, we have to try Thai food.
Tyler, you've completely lost control of this
Speaking
show.
of which,
You gotta
we're in the
focus
weeds.
on
We're in
doing
just the goddamn weeds. All
We
right.
need to do a Questlog episode from a Thai place.
Oh,
I'm playing the outro music. I'm playing this off the stage. This is happening. All right.
I'll play you out.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Questlog. And you can find our show every week on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, now Google Play Music. Thank you, Brian, for
Boom.
we've 20 episodes in. We've been leaving our Google Play Music fans in the dark. Shame on us. Not anymore. Not anymore. You can You can go right to questlogcast.com and just watch it right there if you want. Watch it, stream it, listen, whatever. It's fine.
Eat it. Dip it in some cheese.
If you're smart, you can watch us right on Questlog. Shit, I messed it up. You can watch us live right now,
So close.
like Mike is doing right now. He's in the chat room. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Twitch.tv/questlogcast. We don't have enough. We don't have enough followers yet on YouTube to have a custom domain, so just go to YouTube and smash your keyboard and hopefully hit the letters that say Questlog Podcast and then hit enter, and you'll find our show there. It's pretty great.
Yep.
Don't forget to email us if you haven't mentioned that.
Thanks, Luke. mail@questlogcast.com is where you would throw that.
And in all seriousness, if you enjoy the show, give us a review on iTunes.
Yes,
Subscribe on YouTube. It helps.
Subscribe, like, follow, comment, all those things on all of those places, please.
Yeah, do all the things.
That Brian keeps talking about Patreon. We don't have that, but seriously, if you want to help us out, that is the best way to do it right now.
Help us hit our next goal.
Exactly.
Kring's face.
On Twitter @QuestlogCast.
Cream's Face 2017.
Thank you to Visager for the awesome intro and outro music. You can find his stuff at visager.bandcamp.com. And that is going to do it for us. Thank you all so much. It was great to have you all back. Can't wait to do episode 21. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Catch you next time.
Good night.
And that is